Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. Reviewing Ready to Love Miami. This is the finale. So finally we made it. Like, I know a lot of y'all was ready to wrap things up. But can we get into it real quick? Like, are y'all surprised about Sabrina from Potomac and Walter from DC getting together and becoming an official couple? Like, they got together. At first he was on Ready to Love with the wrong Sabrina pretty much, because he ended up getting with the Sabrina for the following season in Potomac. And I know the cast, like, when they do the same area twice typically. So I'm not surprised that they might have crossed paths, but I'm surprised that they are together. I didn't see that coming. And I just got a little word for y'all. Like, a lot of y'all are tearing down Ready to Love and, saying, oh, it's just not what it used to be. None of these shows are what they used to be. None of them. But we need to support this show. This is the only show that's for Black love, for a certain age group, people with children. We've had plus size women on, plus size men on. So I feel like it's for a variety of people that typically aren't shown on these dating shows. If you watch these dating shows, it's usually young, 20-something, mixed race, no kids, none of that. So let's just appreciate what we have before y'all run y'all mouths and get the show canceled. Okay, I love me some Ready to Love. Yes, there's some things they can do differently to kind of spice things up a little bit. Let's see what they do next season. Let's give it a chance, y'all. But for this season in Miami, this is the finale. So be sure to subscribe, like, comment, share. Y'all know I'm trying to grow my channel. And we're going to go ahead. The remaining singles have their final meeting with Tommy. They're outside in the heat getting some breakfast. And then the guys are all sitting at one table with Sharice. She was like, I feel like I'm in a gentleman's lounge because she's sitting with the guys. And Kayla was sitting by herself, and she was surprised that neither of her connections came over to talk to her. I'm not. And neither is anybody else. I mean, if we want to be truthful about this. So Katie and Swayze are, Katie comes in. She sits down with the other ladies because they're at another table near the gentleman. And they begin to just argue. Like, they're going back and forth. They said they argued last night and they arguing this morning. And it's just getting ugly. So the ladies, they pick their food up and their plates, and they move over there to the other side where Kayla is sitting. Sharice's side, she stayed with the gentleman. And, they're like, let's just separate. But even then, you can still, like, even feel and see the tension between Katie and Swayze, like, through the screen. Like, you can, and they said it like, you can cut it with a knife pretty much. So Nephew Tommy arrives, and he asked Sharice, like, where's Samson? Now, Tommy, you sent that girl there to eliminate him. Don't do that. But okay. So she gave a long speech about eliminating him and don't settle, this and that. Basically, when she eliminated him, ultimately she eliminated herself as well. So that's what it is. So she's gone. She letting them know, like, this is it. Surprisingly, I did not see this coming. After she's exiting, Katie jumps up and was like, Tommy, can I come up there with you? So she comes up. And then he like, everybody want to be up here with Tommy. And I'm like, Tommy must remain the host. He must. If you're going to not have Tommy as a host, you ain't going to have no show. Period. She said, Swayze should come up too. So he came up. They began to argue. And then, Tommy like, what? It's the communication. The communication between y'all two is just awful. And it is. Everybody can see it, like, especially so early on. It's supposed to be like the honeymoon stage, but I don't know what it's like to be in that process, so I can't speak on it too much. But the communication seems to be, especially since, they're in the process, but they were only dating each other. So y'all do need to work on that communication for sure. So Swayze said, he don't even want to work on this no more. Like, he's done. So they both decided to self-eliminate. And I was really surprised. Like, I just knew, because we already had seen online that they're together. And I'm like, why are they posting these? Aren't we supposed to wait till the reunion to find out? But I guess because they chose to self-eliminate, that they're clearing it up. Like, look, after the show, we really got together in real life. So for all that, I guess Samson and Sharice should have just stayed on, because now we only have two couples. And the last few seasons, everybody been self-eliminating and choosing themselves and whatever. So it's like we've been getting about 2 couples anyway, max. So it's like I don't remember the last time I seen 3 couples really make it all the way through. Like it's been maybe since they've been in Texas or Atlanta. Probably probably Texas. Not since then. So, but spoiler alert, of course we know they're official. Katie said on her Instagram that 2 weeks later he asked her to be his girlfriend. And sometimes maybe you need to go through something like this to have a wake up call. Like, you know what? I was a little too hasty in that moment. You know, the tension was high, the cameras, and it was too much. But now I had time to sit back and think. Like, let's make this official. And they do look very cute together in real life. But she said she wanted to change a thing. So the communication may still just be terrible. We don't know. But I'm going to assume, in my opinion, that it's probably still awful. But I'm glad to see that they worked it out. And they're together having fun, living life. I wonder if she's met his daughter yet. Like, I wonder how serious it is. But they look, you know, they Instagram official. So that was cute. That was nice. So Tommy tells Randall and Mike that they have to introduce the ladies to their families. Kayla's doing the math, and I already told y'all, disregard the sniffling. Like, you could hear it in my son's last YouTube video. Check out my son's video, Jim, JIM_Slim. He's 10 years old, and he's trying to grow his YouTube channel as well. So we doing this thing together. We both are new content creators, and we are both trying to grow our channel. So subscribe if you haven't already. So, you know, it's my allergies, disregard. But Tommy, you know, he lets them know, and Kayla's like, you know what, I see the math, it's 3 ladies to 2 guys, so somebody is gonna get disappointed, and I hope it's not me. Baby, it's you. It's you, boo. It's definitely gonna be you, and you know it's gonna be you. Like, you just want to be on there to the end because you wrote it out this long. So that, because really, like, I feel like she knew. She had to know. Randall and Mike both have their brother. They had their brothers, one each. Like, Mike had his brother, Randall had his brother. And they're meeting their connections. And we know Kayla is the connection for both and the other 2 ladies. So, I didn't even take notes on all of it because it was a little... After I just said, y'all gonna stop doing this already, I'm gonna be honest, it was a little dry. It was a little boring. So, I mean, the gist of it is who likes who, because at this point we having like kind of redundant conversation. Like, Brandy hasn't had, you know, any serious relationships in her entire 35 years of living, and Kayla feels like nobody's putting her first, and Jamala is like 10 toes down for Randall. We know this already, which is why I'm glad it's a finale. So Mike's brother, he likes both Kayla and Brandy, so he was really no help because he ain't really, you know, he ain't pick either way. He was just like, I like them both. So ultimately it's up to Mike. Randall's brother, he was just like, he don't like Kayla. Point blank in the period. He likes Jamala. He does not like, he don't see it for Kayla. Period. So yeah, he not feeling her. He don't like her. His brother, at least, because they got, you know, got a little heated when they were, you know, talking about their relationship and their other connections and all that. And that's the name of the game. Y'all signed up for this. But yeah. So Randall was like, you know what, he want to take Kayla out on one last date. That right there, I thought I heard him say one last date. So I'm like, if it's one last date, then we know what time it is. We already knew, and now we know for sure. He said, even though his brother ain't feeling her, like, he want to see, because he does have a connection with her. What kind of connection? I don't see it. So Randall tells her, they're sitting down eating, and Kayla's like, well, what'd your brother say? How did he feel? Like, basically, it's like pulling on teeth to get him to even talk. Like, he's just sitting there, like, not saying much. Like, she's, like, literally pulling everything out of him and making him say it, and it's just so cringy. Like, ugh. So he tells her that his brother don't like her for him. Like, he don't see it for her. And it just got real awkward after that. Like, it was like an awkward silence. It was just, you know, quiet and weird. Not too quiet, though, because Kayla was cutting down on that steak. She cut the steak, the plate, the table. You can hear the please talk. So I got to hear her cutting on the steak no more. Matter of fact, just wrap it up. They didn't even take, sidebar, they didn't even take all that food, and she's like, I don't got no appetite, and I can't eat. You gonna get hungry later, sis. It's on Ready to Love Dime. Take it to go. Take it to go. But we saw that Kayla had a Audi, so you know, I don't know if it's coming from YouTube. Let me keep on with these YouTube videos. Or I don't know if her family money long, but you know, I see it. She got the coins. But to the point where she can leave food on the table. Because honey, I'd have been like, you know what, I'm just not in the mood. Waitress, can I get a box? Yeah. So they were sitting there, but she was trying to eat, but she just couldn't. And then she started. We saw her confessional. She said something, but I was looking like this is the last. And I thought I saw this confessional look before. And I said this on my Potomac review. Like I didn't want to be tearing the girls down to the ground, but I didn't like that confessional makeup. Like it's like up in the eyebrow area. She didn't blend it. I would have to say my favorite person, for makeup wise on the show was Katie. The natural look when she had like the heavy eyeshadow and stuff, she's still pretty, but when it's like natural nudie like makeup where it's like makeup no makeup look. Yes. Yes, I like that. I like it a lot. All the other stuff is, you know, Miami Heat and trying to blend it. Yeah. But Issa Rae, aka Kayla, because y'all know I said in my last reviews that she remind me of Issa Rae in the face a lot, and I love me some Issa Rae. But she was saying, you know what, Randall, what is your decision? Like come on now, this is it. Like what do you want to do? Like I'm sick of it. You don't got no more time. Time is up. And he said, look, I'm not picking you. And I'm like, why does she even have to do all that for you to say it like that? Like, why does she even have to do all that? Like, you should have just said that. And that's basically what she was saying. She said, okay. And she should have really been focusing on Mike. She really wanted Mike the whole time anyway. She really wanted. But after he said he didn't pick her, okay, I'm going to save it. You know what? I'm going to save it. So then we find out who picks who. Randall walks up and he got his flowers. And of course, he's picking Jamala. And according to her IG, it looks like they're still together. I think they have potential. To make it. Like, I don't know if I see like wedding bells or anything, but I think they have potential for sure. Mike was coming down on the beach, like he was sweating and his bare feet on that sand. Like, ooh, they got my man in that suit just out there in that heat, barefoot, just trying to get that scene with that big black box in his hand. So Randall looked like he got Jamala's flowers off the side of the road. But this is the first time I think I've seen him bring flowers for anybody. So obviously he's feeling her, because I don't think I've seen him bringing, you know, we so used to seeing Samson bringing flowers and cups and cards and cupcakes and pictures and anything he can grab out the Dollar Tree. That, you know what, I didn't even realize that Randall ain't bought a thing. Also, he has been skating by with 3 connections, lackluster, not putting in no effort really, all the way to the end. But he did it for Jamala. He picked her. Of course, she picked him. Like, that's her only connection. What I appreciate about this season is people who have only had one connection made it to the end. Like, I don't think it's fair that when it's like, ooh, look at them two, they locked in. Like, he only want to date her. He don't want to date the rest of us, so he can go. He's not ready to love. Yeah, he is ready to love her. So the rest of y'all husbands who can't find nobody need to go. So I'm glad that people who had one connection made it to the end for like the first time ever, I believe, even resort and all. So Mike, you know, he had that box and he was talking about what he liked about Brandy, and it was purely physical. All he talked about was like her physical features, and he made one other comment about how she makes him feel. I don't see this lasting. Like, from that, I see it being a physical thing. I think they're gonna have fun together, and I think that's it. I personally do not feel that Mike is ready to love. And maybe he is, but maybe not ready to love any of these women. I think he's there for a good time, not a long time. I don't think he really truly looking for something serious, because as he said, he found that already. So it's like, I don't know if he's really ready for that again right now. Especially with all these women wanting kids and stuff. Like, he needs a nice woman who, you know, may have children of her own and don't want any, and they could just blend their family and call it a day. So Brandy, he was like, look, the answer is inside the box. And he, you know, he told her to open it. She opened it. It was a nice, professional bouquet of roses, and not something that they got down at the market. And then he was like, well, now you gotta pull the drawer out. So she pulled it out, and it was chocolate covered strawberries and white chocolate, which are my personal fave. And it said yes. Yes to what? What is yes? So of course, she gave a nice speech that she had thought of ahead of time. And, she said, like, yeah, you my bae. He's like, am I? Like, why are we still doing this? You just said yes. That's why I'm like, make it clear. Are we boyfriend and girlfriend? Are we just saying, yes, we're going to continue to get to know each other? Yes, we're going to continue dating? Yes to what? Exactly. What are we doing? Are we an official couple? Are we just still dating? Make it plain. Because yes can mean anything. Because they will, ladies, don't be just assuming. Then you told me, you said yes. Then it will flip it on you later. We're not in a relationship. I didn't say I want to be in a serious relationship. Child, have you wasting your time looking crazy. And since she ain't ever been in no serious relationship, I understand that when we get to a certain age, we don't got to do like, will you be my girlfriend? Yes, no, or maybe. But in this process, you need to make it very plain and very clear. And since especially for someone who has never been in a serious relationship, like, give her that. Let her have that. Or if you're not trying to, you just want to keep dating and figure it out, just say that. Give her that. Don't just give her some chocolate-covered strawberries and have her guessing. So Brandy said, you know what, maybe she'll be Mrs. Hall one day. Don't count on it, sis. Don't count on it. Do not count on it. So what I was going to say earlier was that Kayla, like, we didn't see Mike, like, I guess they had to leave suspense, but we didn't see Mike have a final interaction with Kayla. And they probably, because you know how the cast loves to let us know that they don't show everything, and they had all these extra scenes that they didn't show, and they had all these conversations outside the show that we didn't get to see. We don't care. We just going off of what we see on the TV, okay? That's it. Like, if I was ever on the show, I will try my hardest to not be talking about what producers did and didn't show. They can't show everything. Goodness. But they did not show no final conversation with Kayla and Mike. So I'm like, did he give her any type of closure or anything? Because I think she really was feeling him. Like when they had the date or the meeting with the brother, when she hugged him and he was whispering something in her ear, she was like rubbing his chest. And I'm like, she really likes him. And when he made it clear from the beginning, when he said she was too young, etc., that she was not the one he was looking for. But whatever. So that was it. Our two couples are Brandy and Mike, and Randall and Jamala. And really we do technically have a third, Katie and Swayze. And so we saw the preview for the reunion. It looked a little tad dry. It looked a little bit dry. But we might be surprised. We're going to be back here regardless of how it goes. Meet me back here next Friday. Check out my other content. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.